So, Ethan, tell us a little bit about your approach. Give us like a bird's eye view of your method and what someone can experience taking your class here with Quintrix and Ethan.
So just from a personal perspective, so we talked about why you do what you do is the most powerful way to message. The what and the how people don't pay attention to. So for the candidates who are interested in pursuing a path of career trajectory, leveraging Quintrix, it's important to understand that the technical skills training is incredibly robust. But as far as the softer professional skills program that's being offered, my methodology of teaching it was forged through 25 years of working in corporate America, leading up marketing and sales teams, working with young to middle-aged professionals who were highly technically savvy, but lacked the commensurate interpersonal relationship skills. So my approach in teaching soft skills with Quintrix is based on 25 years of taking best practice out of some of the most well-respected, highly functioning organizations. Having said that, the actual methodology is we have a very short window of time to work with candidates at Quintrix. So in the duration of our program, which is a 6-week duration, a once-a-week training, the methodology is we spend very, very specific focus on very important skills, and there's no theory. Theory is useless. These are best practices, things that the candidates can take away literally the night we do the soft skills training, and the moment they end the Zoom conference call, they can implement it socially in their network of social contacts as well as professionally. They can bring it to the technical skills training classroom immediately. So we start out in the first week on leadership. We do a self-assessment called the Styles at Work 18-question assessment. They do it in advance. They send it in. They understand when we sit down, as Alex knows when he joins us, they're one of 4 types of characteristic style. They're an analytical, they're an amiable, an expressive, or a driver. That first day, leadership, we go into emotional intelligence the subsequent week. And as Alex said, every one of those 6 weeks forms a foundation around individual exploration and then social awareness about how they interact with other people that's productive, and also maybe ways in which they've interacted with other people that's not so productive and how to improve that so they can achieve optimal performance and productivity in their next job in an organization, knowing that the soft professional skills stay with them, technical skills they'll acquire at one point in time, and the average American, he, or they change jobs, we now know, between 12 to 15 times by the age of 35. So these skills, these 6 weeks, are immediately actionable. They're critically important to success on the next job, and they can fill their portfolio of professional skills for the duration of their career. And as Alex said, there's a single most direct line of cause and effect between professional skills development and career trajectory. So that's why Quintrix is so forward-thinking in offering their candidates these technical skills and professional skills training.
Yeah, and I really think that having the soft skills training class does create better candidates overall for us, right? I think that that's the important thing, is we're helping people help themselves, help us get jobs, right? Everyone's helped in this situation. And, you know, one of the things that's interesting is, and I don't know, you could probably comment this better than I could, Ethan, but dealing with individuals who are very, you know, have high aptitude in the area of tech. You're dealing with a profession that is an absolute, right? And what I mean by that is when you're a coder, it's you see this, you do this. Here's the proper line to make this happen. Everything is very absolute, right? But the biggest thing I think that your class offers, Ethan, in sort of a strange way, is it gets candidates to think about themselves in an abstract way, where everything is an absolute, but it makes them think about, hey, that situation, oh, this is what Ethan was talking about. Maybe I could have tried this, or I could have done this. There's definitely more than one variable to solve a problem when you're dealing with soft skills, right? It's not like one size fits all, like when this happens, you do this. When this happens, you do that. As opposed to what they've learned on the technical side, it's always that. There's if this, then that. And soft skills are very much like, if this could be these 5 things, pick the best answer that's going to solve the problem. And only through knowing yourself, you're going to pick the better answer, right? And that's what I love about this, is that you're really you're almost unbottling that person to say, hey, be open to other things that you may not have thought about before when it comes to yourself and when it comes to other individuals that you have to work with, or even in your private life. Soft skills are very important there, right? Relationships with your friends, your siblings, all those sorts of things become very important. So I think it's just, I don't want to call you a psychiatrist, even, but almost, almost. I mean, you might as well have a couch in your office and have people come lay down, because you're really letting them know about themselves, but you're letting them know about themselves and how they can achieve professionally utilizing the skills that you're teaching. I love the program, and it's just been so helpful to us and to our candidates. And I know our clients notice the difference, right? I know they do.
I know they do as well. And I know that they do as well, not necessarily from my interaction with Quintrix's clients, but the candidates that I work with when they go through the program, a collective set of feedback I receive universally, regardless of the specific cohort or group of individuals, is those 6 weeks of professional skills training. Alex, you hit the nail on the head. The feedback is it encouraged me to look inside myself to then be able to look out. Because we know, even if a coder, a quant, a computer science major, somebody who has a very technical set of skill sets, acumen, even if they do think about themselves in terms of if then, black or white, once you have to work with fellow employee number 2, 3, 4, once you introduce human beings into your mix, all of that kind of predictable nature goes out the window.
That's what I meant by that, right? The variable is different every time, right? No matter what you do, it's never an if this, then that. It's like, all right, well, if then with this person, but if then with this other person, it's completely different. You may have to have a different reaction. And that's what you're getting people prepared for, is like, you may not have the answer to every question, but you'll know how to think about the situation, that you can come up with the right answer over time, right? That's what's so important.
Right. Doing the work is a relatively small piece of career success. And that's something that in my private practice, having spoken to 15,000 students and graduates and young professionals and taught in 10 colleges and spoken to 35 colleges and universities, it's always the same thing, Alex and Diane. It's always the same conversation. It's you are working in a team. You will be able to advance in your careers to the extent that you're able to successfully work with other people who may not share your background, your culture, your understanding, your values. There may be people you don't necessarily like. Your job to own your career is to figure out how to navigate. And by the way, the work that you're doing, that coding, whatever that work is, that is such a small piece of being in a workplace culture. And a lot of times they get bogged down in not the work, but the culture, not knowing how to acclimate to a team, not knowing how to acclimate through social interaction to the culture. And that's what organizations are paying these young, excellent candidates to do, is to come in and be successful in the work aspect, but also in the soft skills, which is why organizations, world-class organizations, like Amazon and Microsoft and Cognizant and LinkedIn and Samsung and Disney, they're now making the hiring process include through behavioral interviewing. They're much more now likely to ask technical skills candidates to demonstrate their soft professional skills.